What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. This is a Bitcoin chart on the daily. I feel like I look at this chart right now, and I don't know about you. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. I look at this chart, and I'm just like, man, this little gap here is the difference between our crypto dreams and our crypto failures. And that's like the story of all of these swing highs over and over and over again on this Bitcoin chart. Everybody, thanks for cruising by. Last minute, just spontaneous live stream. I just felt like going live right now. That's all. This is what happens when we start entering bull vibes. That's what happens. So please hit the subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you're a replay viewer, hit the timestamps. I'll make sure there's timestamps in case this is a long video. And also smash the like on the way in because your support really does help me. It means a lot to me. And let's dive into the video. We're going to look at Bitcoin charts. We're going to look at Bitcoin charts. I constantly say it's kind of the roadmap. I want to talk about where Bitcoin is right now as it's just kind of hanging here on the daily. We just opened up a new daily candle. Obviously, we want to see continued green, but we have to talk about potential for a throwback. I want to talk about this Ethereum price prediction, $20,000. I think it's an interesting one. I think if you're an altcoin holder, you should pay attention to this as well because we're going to look at Ethereum charts, and it's, I think, very interesting data that could be, you know, a nice little dose of hopium for altcoin holders. We're going to look at the weekly chart on ADA, looking very nice. And we're going to go to this dog chart. I'm just all about dog, SUI, AVAX. I want to look at some altcoins. So please, everybody, again, hit that like button on the way and let's start. I want to start actually with a piece of news. I think it's notable. I can't do a live stream today considering this just happened and not do this. Just cover this. SEC approves BNY custody of crypto beyond ETFs. Talk about crypto adoption. Talk about just the increased validity of crypto. The SEC has approved the Bank of New York custody of crypto assets beyond crypto ETFs. SEC Chair Gary Gensler revealed the revelation Thursday following a speech in front of the Fed of New York. The BNY Bank controls $2 trillion in crypto assets and has now been approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission to offer crypto custody service. Just such a good move in general for the crypto space, but it really does speak to the continued adoption and the speed in which all of this is happening, everybody. Please, can't say this enough. We just survived the bear market. The velocity in which crypto is getting like these check marks, win after win after win. It's crazy. I've been doing these crypto YouTube videos for like almost 7 years, I think in December or January. And I have not experienced or seen a velocity of adoption like this. My whole time in crypto and doing YouTubes over the years has been about speculating about adoption. We always talk about adoption, right? That's why, like, if you go back and look, you know, in cycles past, even back here, 2021, or especially back here, you know, the top of the bull market back here in 2017. I don't know if you remember, but it's like, man, I just saw a video. Somebody paid with Bitcoin, some coffee. They bought some coffee. Like, that was crypto adoption. We are in a brand new season, and it's just the beginning. And I just want to say that. So that news headline is a big one. And it just seems like there's headlines every day. This also isn't a headline, but such a good bull indicator. Coinbase is down. I guess the bull market has begun. I don't know about you, everybody, but if you've been here through the cycles, this is hilarious. It's 2024 and this still happens. And I don't even mind. I used to be like, come on, this is ridiculous, but I like it. This is like, I don't ever want to go into a bull run where this doesn't happen. So whatever year it is, I hope Coinbase is having connection issues because this is a massive indicator. And if it's your first bull cycle, just know this is something that always happens. It just does. Coinbase can't take the bullish moves. So let's start with Bitcoin, and then we're going to kind of go over to the altcoin charts and talk about altcoins. Before we dig into any charts, I just want to give a quick shout out to iTrustCapital, the sponsor of today's video. Such a good just partner over the years, iTrust, and everybody. Go set up an account. It's so fast to do. Invest in crypto using your IRA. They just sent me this. I wanted to bring it up just because it shows it. Obviously, it's cool that they're adding this. iTrust has added new assets. You see Render, Near, Toncoin, Dog with Hat, Pepe. Like, look at this. That's something. And I really want to highlight that. they're ahead of the game in terms of offering this access. And the benefits of doing this, self trades are tax-free in an IRA. If you're a long-term crypto person, I know an IRA sounds boring and it's kind of like, what? Come on. But if you're a long-term crypto person, there could be so many tax benefits to this. And again, they know the market. They know what they're doing. These are just some new assets they've added, and they have a ton if you go to their crypto page and look at everything that they have. So shout out to iTrust. I'll put a link in the description. Sign up with them. And then let's start with Bitcoin. Then we'll go to the $20,000 Ethereum prediction. Bitcoin right here on the daily. Let me say what's nice. We broke this previous swing high. There's so much good stuff on this chart. We've been talking about it. The 20-day crossing above the 50-day. Go to the weekly. There's so many good things, and we talked about it earlier in today's video. But I do want to briefly I briefly want to talk about this. It's a very important conversation. It is called consolidation. It is called throwbacks. Because if you're not just mentally prepared for them, they really are annoying. But if you're mentally prepared for them, they're not as bad. And I know it's boring to talk about that when cryptos is pumping and everything's fine. But like, look, back here, everything was pumping and this was the big deal. This was the big breakout back in July. And then we were capitulating like days later. So just realize, and this is the story over and over and over again on this daily chart. So just realize, yes, it's nice right here. It's a fun live stream, but boom, we could be here in end of October. October was supposed to be green and we're all the way down here. I just want to say that. But putting that aside, I do want to just mention a couple things. Number one, the 20 crossing the 50. I always sit here when a move like that is happening and just at the very least anticipate consolidation into that area before continuing higher. I do, like you, want to wake up tomorrow and we have this massive new green candle that's just opening. And we're testing upper trend line at just around $68,000 tomorrow. When I wake up, I'm just like you. It's clear because we've been tracking this zoomed out pattern for half a year now, basically. This is like a half a year long pattern. It's clear what the target is. Everybody's waiting for this lower high upper trend line area around 68,000. We're waiting for the breakout. I talk about it all the time. One thing I did want to mention though is this. It's the continuation into the bull market because I'm telling you, I put in the title, this has not even begun. And by the way, if you're in that chat, smash the like button. We got almost 1,000 people and 91 likes. Let's go, baby. I'm tired. It's 9 p.m. You think I want to be laying down right now? I'm doing this for you. I'm kidding. 50% kidding. We haven't even started. Like this hasn't even begun. Altcoin season, as you know, is right here in purple. And I think there's so much left of this cycle. But what I want to say is if this does begin, right? Say we get the breakout, and I don't know when exactly it would be. We're getting the breakout. We're even breaking all-time high. I wanted to talk about the move that's actually happening right now. The 20 above the 50, this 200-day that we've been kind of grappling with. And I wanted to go to a different time on the Bitcoin chart to really help give an illustration of what's happening here. And I'm telling you, check this out because I just did this myself before I went live and I was like, this is cool. Check it out. I have this other daily chart on Bitcoin Open and just I want you to take note of something. Look at the 20-day in green crossing above the 50 and even just look at Bitcoin at the 200, just grappling with the 200. Finally, it breaks away. And then look what happens, right? And this was like months later. It pulled back to the 200 before just going higher. That chart is what could happen here, right? We finally do break away the 200, and then we come all the way back down to meet the 200 before going higher. The parabolic bull run could still be months away from actually really kicking off. But I want to show you something special about this chart that I just illustrated this with. And maybe some of you picked up on it. If I can do it, please. I always forget the buttons to use here. You all are going to hate me. This is embarrassing. All right, ready? Boom, I got it. I always forget the buttons to be able to flip the screen. that chart that we were just looking at was actually Bitcoin entering the parabolic bear market. That was Bitcoin breaking that 200-day. And you notice how when it broke into the bear, it pulled back to the 200-day. And then it continued. And that's like the really fun part of the bear market for the bears. This is what we're going through right now on the daily chart to the upside. And so you can see this process and how long it might take. And I just really wanted to illustrate that on the Bitcoin chart. I thought it would be a good way to kind of like get a sense of what's happening now is early stage for the bull. It's a very similar thing of early stage for the bear when that's kicking off, right? So that's Bitcoin on the daily chart. A lot going on there. And then on the weekly chart, I believe I mentioned this in yesterday's video. I think the biggest thing I'm watching right now is to see if we get this 20-week moving average closing above the 50-week. And you might be like, Dan, I mean, come on, look, we're looking good. Well, the 20-week moving average right around 63,000. Bitcoin's at like just over 65. That's not that big of a spread. I just want to say that. We could close like red here. And I always have a cautious undertone, a conservative undertone. Obviously, if you've been watching my channel, you realize that, but it's the only way over the years that I've learned to keep my sanity in these markets, especially when I'm doing these videos every day. The only way that I can keep my sanity is by kind of just like sitting here expecting the worst to happen and then being pleasantly surprised and happy when that doesn't happen. So that's what I'm always doing. And it also just protects me. It protects me from FOMO. It protects me from getting too emotional watching these markets. But also, it's actually data-driven. Oftentimes, these things happen. And if you've been watching my TA, as we've been tracking these charts, you see it time and time again. So the 20-week moving average is a huge confirmation for me. Even if after that happens, we're not like immediately breaking out, right? I just want to see this 20-week moving or this 20-week candle close above the 20-week moving average. So that's Bitcoin. Let's cruise over. Let's talk about this. Analyst predicts. We're going to pivot into altcoins now. I'm glancing over, feel free to put if you have altcoins, maybe you want to take a look at. I can't promise that I'll look or I'll open the chart, but I'm glancing over to see what y'all are saying. We got A to Ace. It's time to be bullish. I mean, I think it is. I'm bullish. Somebody said we closed above 65K on the daily today, dude. What are you talking about? Jerome. I'm talking about Bitcoin on the weekly, closing above the 20-week moving average. That's what I want to see. I know we close. We've been closing some nice candles. We close above 65 on the daily. It's nice. But I want to see the weekly close. I want to see it close strong. Because there's a very big chance Bitcoin falls right back to these moving averages, the 20 and the 50. And so I want to be prepared for that. And we have, if you're looking at the weekly chart, we have like 2 days, 23 hours, a few days left. Let's go back to this. Ethereum, analyst predicts Ethereum will still surge to 20,000. Let's break down the numbers. The article, it goes on to explain a lot about the article, but it's the head of macro research, Julian Battelle, predicts Ethereum surge is still possible, 20,000. Let's look at this. Okay. $20,000 for Ethereum. And right now in the comments, just right now, if you think it is possible, press 1. If you do not think that's possible or going to happen, press 2. Because I'm very curious of what you think. I do think it is possible. That's just my opinion, but I want to break down the numbers and what this actually looks like because it's nice to throw big numbers around, but we have to really understand market cap and what's happening with that. So here is Ethereum. Let's just take it, right? If we're seeing $20,000 Ethereum, it's over 600% gains and it's over a $2 trillion market cap. Sounds like a lot. But keep in mind, last cycle, Ethereum saw $500 billion market cap. And also keep in mind, Ethereum has the ETF. Also keep in mind, Ethereum is that first mover, colossal altcoin right next to Bitcoin, has the institutional eyes, has enterprise eyes. Whether you like it or not, whether you think it's even good enough for any of this, does not matter. That is what it is. So Ethereum could hit a $2 trillion market cap. But what I wanted to break down was this. On the ETH BTC chart, it becomes a little interesting. If you check this out, BTC, let's just say Bitcoin hits $150,000 this cycle. I know many of you are out there like, dude, I think it's going to 250. I think it's going to, wherever. But let's just say it hits 150. Maybe that's conservative to you. If ETH hits 0.1 BTC on this chart, this yellow line right here, that's a $15,000 ETH. So this kind of gives you some perspective. And I think for me, it helps kind of visualize these scenarios. Let's say Bitcoin hits 150,000 and let's say ETH, and I think this is very much in play with altcoins in general. I think ETH can surpass and break the swing high that it had last cycle. I think it could test its first swing high. We could see ETH hit 0.15 BTC, which is kind of that all-time high on this chart. And if that's an environment where Bitcoin's hitting 150,000, Ethereum's 22,000. So the $20,000 prediction, I think, is so in play just based on these numbers. And if we get, I always have to say, if we get this parabolic run for crypto. So ETH, $20,000, 100% in play. I say this is a nice range, 15,000 to 22,000. Like if I was going to give an ETH prediction, I don't like giving exact number predictions for any crypto, but I think the $15,000 to $22,000 prediction for Ethereum is a really solid number. And obviously these numbers are based on like $150,000 Bitcoin and Ethereum hitting 0.15. Well, what if Bitcoin hits $200,000 and Ethereum hits 0.15 BTC or maybe 0.12, right? It's going to be there's going to be a range there, but I think these numbers are absolutely in play. It's nice to be live streaming on a random Thursday night past 9 p.m. and we got 1,500 people. Like 1,500 real people. Like you all, I really do appreciate you guys. You're just hanging out with me. I love that. I really do. And if you're here, smash the like button. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for hanging as I track these markets. And I'm sure, I mean, I remember like last bull cycle, it was kind of always a little bit of a joke. Like when I would go live, it's almost like if we were moving, it would stop. It would either stop or fall while I'm going live. And I would have to like stop live streaming. Just terrible timing. I'm just glancing at the comments, everybody. Appreciate you guys. It's a good prediction. It's a good prediction. 120 BTC, 12K ETH. Things might, I mean, there's so many like $1 million Bitcoin predictions. There's so much crazy. I like just like conservative, chill. And for a lot of people, this wouldn't be good enough. This would be good enough. It's a good prediction, Bailey. Appreciate that comment. Let's cruise over. Let's talk about, so that's Ethereum, $20,000 so in play. We're going to look at ADA. ADA on the weekly. This is ADA candle on the weekly. I mean, so much happening with ADA right now, everybody. We've been just talking about this resistance area. Look at that green line, the 20-week moving average. This is pivotal for any crypto. And right now, and ADA is not the only one, I should say this. If you're an altcoin holder, open up your favorite altcoin chart. Actually, we're going to look at one that I have open. But the 20-week moving average is the bull indicator that we have to get above. If you look at the last time ADA broke above the 20-week moving average was back here, very similar vibes, right? But here's the thing. This was pre-Bitcoin halving. This was not in this environment in which we are in right now, right? So the fact that we pumped real nice and then we had to consolidate, it makes a ton of sense. The move that's happening right now with this 20-week moving average for ADA is incredibly common to this move post-Bitcoin halving last cycle. And if you even look at this, I've been tracking this, right? Post-Bitcoin halving last cycle to that breakout above the 20-week, it's like 175 days, just to give you an idea. That 20-week being broken with power. Let's look. I mean, where we are right now post-Bitcoin halving is 150 some days. So we're actually breaking that 20-week a little bit sooner. And I want to mention, I know I talk about it all the time, ADA is not even down as much as ADA back here at this time last cycle, although in the left bottom of my screen, if you can see, it's barely on the screen. That's craziness, because this tells me ADA is not only on track, but it's kind of a little bit of ahead. And I say that about Cardano, but this applies to like crypto right now, crypto markets. And we have way more bullish narratives than we did last cycle. We really just do. We had this crazy injection of like liquidity. It really helped with the bull market last time and stuff. But this time, everybody, we have the ETFs. We have Trump, like leading presidential candidate, talking about using Bitcoin as like reserves. Like this is next level stuff. And we're entering this new cycle during all of this. And not to mention all of the wins against the SEC and the losses that the SEC is taking right now. And we're even getting clarity without even getting like the ultimate clarity, right? And that is to say, altcoins the other day being declared not securities, obviously not securities, things like that. This is all happening right now. This was not happening last cycle. So these are bullish, as we're getting very bullish indicators. So ADA on the weekly chart wanted to point something out to you. The big one, the MACD. The MACD line crossing above the red signal line. It is, keep in mind, this is a weekly chart, right? So each candle here is red. Talk about the journey. And this isn't like the bear market. This was just like the last half a year of consolidation to get finally this first green candle on the histogram. So just look at this. This is a very big indicator. Last time it happened, this is ADA. This is the last time ADA also broke the 20-week moving average right here. And we saw ADA go on to see, what are we looking at? That was like almost 200% gains. But what's good about it this time is we're post Bitcoin halving. What's good about it this time is we're entering more of a bull market environment than back here. This was the move to exit the bear market, right? And these are moves we get. This was the move last time to exit the bear market pre-Bitcoin halving. See? So this move, even back then, pre-Bitcoin halving above the 20-week, was way different than this move post-Bitcoin halving, which kickstarted the parabolic bull. Let's go to the daily on ADA and just kind of talk about what's going on. Nice to see ADA above 40 cents. It really is. I want to go back. I did want to mention something on this ADA weekly chart. That is this. I wanted to just point out the swing high right back here. Let me get my Fibonacci. Swing high to the swing low. And this Fibonacci zone that ADA is within right now. The lower end, it's above, right? That was around 38 cents. And the higher end is around 41 and a half cents. It's like a penny away. That is a very big area on this weekly chart that I'm watching. I want to see ADA break out. I think that will further confirm the momentum shift because at that point, we'll have this lower high Fibonacci being broken. We'll have the 20-week moving average being broken, and we'll have this previous little swing high also being broken on the ADA charts. So going back to ADA, right here, the hurdles don't stop, everybody. And any of these coins, well, most of them, I shouldn't say any of them, but most of them, as we kind of try and overcome all of these moving averages and resistance, the hurdles don't stop as we start cruising through some of these charts. The 200-day moving average around 44 cents right now on ADA. And you can just see, will it pose resistance? Back here, did it pose resistance? Not so much. There was a bit of consolidation just before ADA broke above the 200. But I'm always, when we're in this part of a journey of any crypto chart, what I'm going to obviously do is set 44 to 45 cents as this massively important area on the ADA chart. But not just wait for it to happen. I want to anticipate consolidation before it happens or when it happens, meaning we make the move to the 200, there's resistance, and then boom, we get shot down. And it's just like the Bitcoin chart. As we're getting a 20-day crossing above the 50-day, I always will anticipate some type of throwback to those areas, right? So there it is, right down here, currently around 35 cents or so, but maybe we do get a continued breakout even tonight. Wouldn't that be nice? we wake up tomorrow and ADA is like 40, maybe it's not exactly 44 cents, but maybe we're at like 42 cents even. And we're just getting so close to that 200 day, but then maybe there's resistance and then we're working our way down to these moving averages and then we're going to continue higher, right? I like to give time for these moves. Obviously, we all want to see it just break now, but the target, even though it seems just pennies away, you got to realize we're at 40 cents, 44, 45 cents. That's a big move. So we can't just expect it that it's going to happen overnight. We have to kind of start visualizing, well, what could the path look like? And to me, that's something, it could look like something like that. If not, something like this. It really depends. And a lot of it depends on kind of crypto markets in general, traditional markets. What's the US dollar doing tomorrow? Like things of that nature play into this a lot. What are the headlines in general? So that's ADA on the daily. But ADA is in the process of its pivot into the bull. And that just is what it is. And it's very reminiscent of last cycle at this moment. And it's pretty cool to see. If we go over, I want to continue kind of going through these altcoins. I have, many of you know, this is probably, it's for this bull cycle, it's like it's one of my faves. It just is. The upside of dog makes so much sense to me. If you're a dog holder out in the chats, just please hit the like button, do a comment or something. I think there's a lot of people that just, they either don't like it, they don't get it yet. Either way, I'm talking about it, everybody. Because a big reason is like I missed out on Doge. I just want to say that. I missed out on Doge. And if there's a possibility that there is some type of Doge competitor, and there's all these crazy overperforming memes that are just killing it. And this is the first one that popped up that really just grabbed my attention because it's the number one meme coin on the number one chain. Do you know how much liquidity is there? It's not even being listed on tier one exchanges yet. There's so much upside for this meme coin. And I just like that. So I posted the other day, I wanted to really kind of dig into the charts a little bit and compare Doge to, I wanted to compare Doge to Dog on the charts from like a cycle perspective. So I did the Doge 2021 bull run where it saw 29,000% gains. I did the Doge 2017 bull run where it saw 9,000% gains. And I know a lot of people right there are out there right now are thinking, dude, Elon Musk was like pumping Doge. And that is so true. But here's the thing. Even if nobody pumps Dog, there were no crazy celebrities pumping most of these meme coins that made their way into the billions. I just want to say that. None of them were the number one meme coin on the number one chain, Bitcoin, right? So the upside, even without somebody like Elon Musk pumping Dog, is there. But then I thought further, the fact that there's possibility that somebody could mention Dog, that makes it even extra like bullish. That's like the cherry on top. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be Elon Musk, right? Maybe he'll realize, wait a second. I saw him the other day. I don't know if it's the other day, but I saw him in an interview or something. He was basically like, or no, I think it was the X post. He was saying, man, do you realize like you have like an NFT and it's not even, it's just like a URL of the picture. It's not the actual picture on chain. Like Elon doesn't even realize what ordinals are on Bitcoin. Like people are literally uploading the file on Bitcoin blockchain. I don't think most people realize that. Most people don't realize what runes are, what Dog is. And I think when most people do realize and we start getting like Binance listing, I think people are going to go crazy with Dog. And we might get a mention from somebody like Elon, maybe Michael Saylor, something like that. So those are some of my thoughts in relations to Dog. But here's the chart actually on TradingView, and you could just see right now. I mean, we're approaching 400 million market cap. This is a meme coin, everybody. Early stage meme coin, and it has Doge vibes. Early stage Doge vibes. Look at this. We're talking about almost up 100% on this daily chart, right? There's going to be insane volatility, and I just want to say that right now. I'm not trying to shill you Dog because this is my meme coin of the season. I'm talking about it because I genuinely, I'm just excited about it. Like it's a big hold of mine, but I'm excited. I'm looking for gains this parabolic bull season, everybody. I don't know if that's a surprise to somebody out there, but I'm here for gains too. And dog is something I'm excited about. But realize there's going to be so much volatility. I mean, I remember I was posting about dog probably back here in June, and dog dipped 81%, right? So like, welcome to the game. On the way up, and here are the two Doge cycles. On the way up, there's going to be crazy dips. Like, it's just going to happen. Like, you can just see Doge dipping like 50 some percent. So I don't know what the dips will look like for dog, but you can see right now in this daily chart, 20-day crossing, getting ready to cross above the 50. I can't actually see if it happened yet, but it's getting there. But even throwbacks, right? And these are big throwbacks, but very bullish on dog. And then we have this. I wanted to bring this up because I'm watching it. I know a lot of people are. I want to say something. I see comments from probably a lot of you often, which is like giving just, render. Got to check out render, Dan. Got to check out Sui, Dan. And so often, like, I just see it. I see it like, and it's like a huge community of people. I don't like take the time to do it. And like Sui, I think was one of them. And I'm just waiting. I'm waiting on Sui pullback. I think I will allocate some if we get it. I'm talking about crypto's tanking, Sui's tanking. We're moving back to these moving averages, kind of a short-term reset of some sort. That's what I'm waiting for something like this chart. I would like to have some allocation just because it has such a good narrative this cycle, and I think it's going to pump. It's going to be like a Solana style pump competitor. So, all right, George, Crypto R Us is live now. Bye, everyone. Thanks a lot, George. Thanks a lot, George. Stealing all my viewers. I'm just kidding. George is the man. What a stud. Those guys, some of these big YouTubers, I don't know how they do it. They just kill it on here. So buy the Feezy. Enjoy Cryptos R Us. There's Kelly. Kelly Kellum. What's up, dude? Go follow Kelly on X, everybody, if you don't already. Let's go over to AVAX. AVAX is something I've had my eyes on. It's a blue chip that, I think there's people in the space. I don't know what kind of person you are out there, everybody, but there's people in the space that like the blue chips. They feel a little safer. They see the upside. Maybe it's 5X, maybe it's 10X, 15X. But they like them because they're just more solidified. They're not as risky as like a top 300 crypto or 400 crypto, or something like a meme coin that's not even listed on any tier 1 exchanges yet. So it really depends on your risk appetite. But AVAX is something that I'm a big fan of. I think it's going to do really well in the cycle. And I mentioned kind of on the ADA chart, check out the weekly moving average, the 20-week moving average. Just such a pivotal. It's just that pivotal move. If you want the bull move, the parabolic, really nice gains, 100, 200, and more percent, 200-week moving average is crucial. But just notice, like it's just happening. So when it comes to something like AVAX, I want to see if it can close, and we still have 2 days, 23 hours, above the 20-week moving average in green. It's very important. And then after that, we just want to see higher highs and higher lows above the moving average. Bitcoin is always the best example. If you go to a Bitcoin chart of what I mean by this story of the 20-week moving average, you go into a bull market. And I know I talk about it a lot, but it is what it is. You want to see this overextension of higher highs and higher lows above the 20-week. That's a bull cycle. It's the bull market. And it starts with breaking above the 20-week moving average. And at the very least, even if it's sideways, staying above it. So that's why I talk about it all the time. And the story is the same for the bears going into a bear market. It's breaking below the 20-week and staying below it, right? So I know it's such a simple thing, but for me, especially with my analysis, I keep it very simple. I don't like getting too crazy with indicators and stuff. Super bullish on AVAX this cycle. Hope you're well in the hurricane. All good here, dude. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. So these are some of my thoughts, everybody. I'm I'm trying to see if I got it. I got a super chat. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. Dan, could you take a look at Litecoin? Interested in your thoughts and not seen you cover it before. I used to be hardcore Litecoin on this channel, and before the last bull, I had to make a pivot. I'm trying to see if I know I have it somewhere on my list of. I'm going to open up the chart for you. I'm going to open up the chart for you. Litecoin. Let's open up Binance charts. It's crazy. I don't have that chart anymore. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm trying to find my Litecoin chart because I had a Litecoin chart that had all like years worth of lines and data. I can't believe I got rid of that. And if you're in the chats, put some cryptos if you want me to take a look. I'll try and take a look. I'm going to take a look at Litecoin, and I want to answer this question. It's a good question. Let's go to no. Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to find my chart. I think I'm going to have to give up. What's up with these? There's like no Litecoin charts. Oh, bro. No, it's not this one. I have one line there. But anyway, this is Litecoin. So here's the deal with Litecoin, everybody. It just, last cycle, there were things, I think it was especially on the LTC BTC chart. I don't have that open. I had some concerns about Litecoin last cycle. That's why I pivoted I just pivoted a lot out of Litecoin, and it just didn't perform amazingly last cycle. But here's the deal. Litecoin will explode. Litecoin will break out. I haven't studied the chart enough to even make a guess of when it will happen, but it's just what Litecoin does. I don't know if it's going to break all-time high again. You can see last cycle, it kind of like tested all-time high. To all-time high, we're looking at like 500% gains. Thanks for the super chat, Rob G. And I apologize for not having better Litecoin analysis right now, but Litecoin over the years, I have stayed away from it because of the way that the chart and also narratives kind of played into it. But I think it will wake up out of nowhere, and it'll do well. You can't complain about anything over 100% gains, right? So, I wanted to open up the total crypto market cap chart. Somebody said there's an alarm that's just going off outside. It's just so distracting. Sir Dan, do you think crypto market cap will reach $10 trillion? So it's a funny question. It's a good question, but it's also a funny question because I've been talking a lot about this. My soft target is this, 4 to 5 trillion. And if we take a Fibonacci from the last bull market high to the bear market low, for me, it's that 1618 line of the Fibonacci as kind of like that higher high area. That's my first target for total crypto market cap. And 4 to 5 trillion is kind of that first target. Now, the 10 trillion, I think was in the question. Yeah, $10 trillion market cap. I don't know if I say I think we'll reach it. I'll say I think it's incredibly possible that we do reach it. And if you look, I have my fun target. I think I posted on X. I called it a grand slam target. Like just kind of like that target that things are just going crazy would be the 12 to 13 trillion dollar market cap. So you can obviously see $10 trillion like right down here. But that's in this environment where the total crypto market cap is escaping the lower trend line here. of this longer rising wedge, escaping the lower trend line, entering parabolic, hitting the soft target, right? And continuing to the upper trend line in one way or another in some type of time frame. So I do think 10 trillion is possible, but it's definitely kind of more in that fun area of happening. So that is total crypto market cap. And I think it's definitely possible. So ice cream truck. What? There's the alarm again. I don't know if you guys can hear the alarm that's outside. It's crazy though. It's absolutely crazy. Somebody said Doge. I don't know what I was doing on this chart. I have no idea what I was doing. But check this out. So I mean, looks like I have the Bitcoin halvings kind of on here. Let's add the new Bitcoin halving to Doge. I don't know if there's any meme coin people out there, any Doge people out there. Pretty impressive, everybody. We have 2,200 people here on a 10 p.m. almost on a Thursday. That's awesome. You guys rock. Let's see. April. So April is a Bitcoin halving. Let's put that Bitcoin halving. Let's make it purple. So I think it was when I was doing this dog chart and I was looking at Doge charts. This is what the dog chart looks like zoomed out, by the way, everybody. It's insane. But I was looking at that chart and this alarm. I was looking at Doge chart and I was like, the consistency of a Doge chart is pretty nice. Look at the last bull cycle back here in 2018, this high, and look at the consolidation. I mean, this is crazy. Look at the consolidation from the swing high into the next bull cycle. This bars pattern is not really helpful, but look at the similarities of the cycles. Even right here, the swing high, consolidation, boom, all-time high. This swing high, consolidation, all-time high. And then just this flat, long consolidation. And my question is with Doge, and I'm really interested. And actually, we just looked at a Litecoin chart. It was kind of like a similar question. It kind of just dies for a very long time. And then out of nowhere, just absolutely goes crazy. And I'm wondering if that's exactly what's going to happen again this cycle with Doge. I really have to dig into the data in terms of when Elon was tweeting, all that good stuff. But look at that. That's crazy. The consistency there. So now that I'm on a weekly, we could probably, maybe the bars pattern will be a little bit better. But check this out from post Bitcoin halving. And here's the thing. When I'm doing this Doge chart, I love just doing this with any chart. It doesn't matter what crypto, but post Bitcoin halving, 154 days or 150 some days, post Bitcoin halving right now, 154 days. Let's take our bars pattern from that moment. You can just see, look at Doge at that moment, just flat sideways. Nothing's going to, imagine this. Imagine this is where we are with crypto right now. Just starting. And people are like, man, are we going to get a parabolic bull? Because that's where we are right now. Even me. Right now, as Bitcoin looks like it wants to go test all-time high again. Cryptos look like they want to break out. In my mind, I am like, is this really going to happen again? Are we really going to get this parabolic bull cycle? But imagine that same thought right here, because that's what was going on. And then to actually see what happened is crazy. And then if we can take our bars pattern from that moment, because we're really kind of at that moment, 150 some days post Bitcoin halving. I'm not saying it's going to happen right now. Maybe it'll happen, but it'll happen in a month or 2 months from now. But look at that. And even look at the consolidation on these moving averages. This is a weekly chart. All the squeezing of those moving averages. You can, I don't know, I'm zoomed out, but you see that? And look, squeezing right now and trying to break above those moving averages. And right here, broke out right around the same time last cycle. We take our bars pattern at that breakout area. And let's just take it even past the bull market and just extend it. Could you imagine this? Like, look at that chart and just like think about that when you're doing any other chart. This is like a visualization of if we get this bull run again. And I'm pretty sure I remember, not specifically with like Doge, right? Not with Doge, but I think I do remember last cycle. I could go to a Bitcoin chart because this is like the bigger picture here. If we go to a Bitcoin chart zoomed out on the weekly, I was tracking Bitcoin, and many of you were here. Many of you were here when we were tracking these markets. And many of you remember the Bitcoin bull market doors. It's the bull market high of 2017 to the bear market low, that green area. Remember just like waiting for that to happen, the bull market doors to be broken or even just approach that area. But I think I remember doing videos like back then, and check out where that purple line is, which we are approaching. That's altcoin season this cycle. We're approaching that purple line. But I think I remember doing videos back then and being like, dude, is this really going to happen? Like, I know that I think it will happen. And I know the data says that it's very possible. And then looking back right now, even as I do this video, it actually happened. And I sit here and I wonder, is it actually going to happen? None of us know. Like, we can't sit here overly confident like we're getting a bull, a parabolic bull. I know that most of you are like me and you really think it's going to happen. I really do think it's going to happen. It's just like a ball underwater, and it's just like, if you let go of that ball, what happens? It just explodes. That's how crypto seems to me. And I don't even mean just like in the last like half a year of consolidation. Absolutely, it feels like that. I just mean in general, if you zoom out on a Bitcoin chart and then you look at what's going on in the world, you look at what's going on with inflation, you look at what's going on with governments falling and banks falling, you look at what's going on with all of this, and crypto on the zoomed out is like, to me, this thing waiting to just explode. Shout out to Lobo. I have some Lobo, another rune on Bitcoin. Yes, somebody left my I almost said my broadcast. What am I, like 80? Somebody earlier left my live stream for George. Cryptos are us. The wormhole says Dan is George. We're all George. We're all George. Give George my best if you're on George's live stream. Dan, I'm your Brazilian. Thanks for being a fan, buddy, all the way in Brazil. I talked about dog quite a bit. I'll do a dog prediction video, but you can see I'm pretty bullish on dog. So these are some things I'm watching, everybody. I'm gonna call it a night. I really appreciate all you cruising through. If you're still here, even on the way out, smash the like button if you enjoyed any of this content, or even if you didn't like it. And even if you hated it, definitely hit the like button. And if you are not a subscriber, make sure to subscribe, turn notifications on, because as we do enter fun times, the parabolic bull, I will be doing many updates and hopefully, God willing, many live streams, and we'll have some fun on the crypto journey. So appreciate you cruising through. Let's see what happens overnight. Let's see what we wake up to tomorrow, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.